Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this Monday morning assembly. Hope you and your families are all well. And today I'm going to be doing the assembly from home, and you'll notice the different backdrop. You won't be able to see my picture of IVA Richards, my favourite cricketer of all time. And instead you can see perhaps some of my children's photographs at the time when they were very young. And I'm pleased to say I actually saw all three of them today, which is fantastic. I hadn't seen them for a few months, two of them, the boys anyway, so it's great to see them. I'm going to be talking about the importance of friendship today and what it takes to be a really good friend. And later on, we have an update from Votes for Schools, which includes a short film put together by Year 6 boys. First of all, we're going to join Mrs. Johnson with our hymn, Be Still for the Presence of the Lord. Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Johnson, and well sung, everyone. My theme for today is what do our friends mean to us? And what does it take to be a good friend? I thought a good starting point would be to look at our code of conduct. Here is our triangle, which includes the 10 words that we use in school to underpin the way we behave towards each other, towards everyone, and towards ourselves. Some really important words. And I'm fortunate enough to see these words in action most days at St. John's, which is really important. It occurs to me that in this period of lockdown, we need to be kind to each other and to ourselves more than ever. We need to support each other. We need to keep in touch. The time for being together has been limited, so we need to make the most of every single opportunity. I'd like to ask you one question. What do you enjoy doing the most? Have a think. Well, I wonder how many of you came up with cricket. Certainly one of my favourite things to do. Football, rugby, computer games, climbing, skiing. Anyone say mathematics? Again, that would be one of my favourite things. I wonder how many of you first thought that the favourite thing to do was play with friends or be with your friends. Am I right? I have a feeling I might be. Even if you didn't think about that first of all, I bet that is actually true, because our friends are so important to us. And in school, no one should be without friends. We all have a responsibility to look after everyone and make friends with each other. I know we all won't be great friends all the time, but we should be friendly as a minimum. Here is a super acrostic poem that I found written by Jan Edmonds. It tells us the important qualities of a real friend. F is for faithful. They're loyal to the end. R is for reliable. They're true and don't pretend. I is for interest in sharing thoughts with you. And E is for enjoyment, whatever you might do. N is for neighbourly. They're kind in every way. And D is for dependable on every single day. And S is for that special friend you know is always there, the one who makes you happy and you know will always care. And here's a reminder for you of that poem. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a quick look through. It would be great for some of you to write an acrostic poem on the same theme. If you get a chance, spare 5 minutes, have a go and send them in to me. I really would like to see them. Thanks for listening to my few words this morning. It's not the end of the assembly yet, but I would like to pass over to Bradley with today's prayer.
Dear God, we thank you for our friends and the happy times that we share with them. Help us to be a good friend to them. During this time when we can't pray with our friends, please help us to find creative ways to keep in touch. Thank you that you are our friend and will be with us always. Amen.
Thank you very much, Bradley. I'm delighted to announce on a Monday morning the following boys who've achieved house certificates this week. Congratulations to these boys. 120 house points, Gold Award, 3W, Caden, Taran, Rafe, Dylan, Aaron, Agastya, Liam, Cato, Henry, and Tane and Nia. In 4B, James, Neil, Alex, Dhruv, Harry, and in 4M, Marcus and Vivek. In 5C, Rahul and Luke. In 5WS, Arman and Anne. And in 6M, Darwin. All Gold Awards, 120 house points. And it gives me great pleasure to announce Platinum to 2 boys in 4B, 160 house points. Amazing total in one academic year. Congratulations, Joshua and Mehul. And that means that the totals have just moved up a little bit. Here they are. Lincoln still have a slight lead, 122, closely followed by Churchill, 117, and Oates, 116. And Lawrence have had a good week. They picked up a bit. They're on 110. The last part of this morning's assembly focuses on the Votes for Schools question from last week. Listen carefully to the feedback on this important topic. I will hand over straight away to Mrs. McSwain.
Last week, the topic of racism was in the headlines in the UK as well as the US. It started with the death of a man named George Floyd in the United States. And our question for the week for us to discuss was, will the recent anti-racism protests lead to change in the US? The question soon changed because of the protests that happened in the UK. Your results show your feelings, and those are important. Nearly 63% of you said that the protests to do with racism and anti-racism could make a change. So that is a really positive reflection on what we can achieve as individuals. Shout outs go to James, who noticed when he watched the news that protesters were from all backgrounds, and that the more people protesting, the louder the message to the people in power that we need to do better and treat everyone equally. Thank you, James. Cato agrees with former President Obama that we should be hopeful for change, and also hope that young people will be more open-minded, and that change will open-minded, and that will change things too. Ebby, it was really interesting to read what you put there, Ebby, reflecting on your own personal experiences. He says at the end of his statement, I know that racism will someday end. Thank you, boys, for your comments. Well done. Finally, from me, a few things to note. What you do or you don't do makes a difference. Stand up against the smallest of racial slurs. Not standing up is a choice that you make. Know your history. And finally, celebrate and be proud of our differences. And now 6M have put together with some of the key workers, some thoughts and some advice on racism.
Number 1. Racism is where someone thinks one inferior because of their colour, ethnicity, nationality or race. This can result in them treating you differently or unfairly. This is called racial discrimination.
Number 2. Racial bullying is a type of racism where someone's bullying focuses on your race, ethnicity or culture. Racism and racial bullying are wrong, and you can get help to make it stop.
Number 3. Racist and bullying can include being called racist names or being sent insulting messages or threats, and also having your belongings damaged.
It includes being left out, treated differently or excluded. People might make assumptions about you, be it because of your colour, race or culture, or even make racist jokes.
Number 3 continues. Racism can affect anyone. It can make you feel like you're not important or don't fit in. You might feel upset, depressed or angry. You can be affected by it even when it's not aimed at you, like if you hear somebody discriminating against somebody else's culture. You may be upset about the news about racism recently.
Number 4. Remember, it's illegal to treat someone differently because of their race. Racism and racial bullying is wrong, even if the person doesn't realise they're doing it.
Number 5. At school, you should tell someone what's happening. This could be any of your teachers or anyone you trust.
all staff members at school know how to deal with, have the anti-bullying policy and know how to deal with bullying. If you are at school, you can contact any staff member who you trust. In the prep school, you can contact Mr. Phillips, and in the pre-prep, you can contact Miss Morgan. If you are at home, either tell your parents or send an email to a teacher you trust.
If you see any type of racial bullying, treat it as any other type of bullying.
Number 8, support the person being bullied and tell them that it is wrong. What has happened to them, encourage them to tell someone.
Number 9, speak out if it is safe to do so. Don't let the fin of the wedge get a hold. Any racial put downs, however small, are unacceptable.
Number 10.
Together we stand against racism.
And this week's question is brought to you by Hamza.
This week's question is, do we appreciate uniqueness?
Thank you very much, Mrs. McSwain, and all the boys who put together the video, and Hamza for posing this week's question. We have a busy week ahead, which includes Year 8's Drugs webinar with Simon Lee. I look forward to hearing how you get on with that, boys. Finally, I'd like to wish everyone a super week ahead. Enjoy.